tell you what, you got to play games, so you might as well play your best and win. That's what the Dodgers are doing. I love Robo's out. He's had a really good spring. He is really developing. Kike Hernandez looking good this spring. Conforto going big fly.
Yeah, it took him a little time to get a rhythm into spring training, but it seems like he found it. On the backfields, Dave Roberts was trying to preach situational hitting to Michael Conforto, and it feels like that's when his spring changed and he's really settled in. But big fan of Jose Rodriguez. He's got a big upside. He's from Oaxaca, Mexico. And,
well done.
Yeah, so he's a guy. He's a guy. Remember him.
The Dodgers win it 6-4. They've won 8 in a row. In Cactus League play, Justin Wrobleski, 3 1/3 scoreless, allowed 3 hits, struck out 5. Michael Conforto, 2 for 3. He had a double, his first spring homer, 3 RBIs. Kike, 2 for 3 with a run batted in, and Haesung Kim, 1 for 3 with a stolen base. Let's go right back to a chilly Peoria, Arizona. Dave Roberts with Kirsten Watson.
Well, Dave, things started with Justin Wrobleski tonight. How did he really just set the tone, and what have you been seeing from him this spring?
You know, I think progress. I said that his last start. You know, each outing he's gotten better. We've lengthened him out. It just seems like he's spinning the ball better. His fastball command is getting better. His work in between starts consistently getting better. So I really think that this spring he's made a lot of growth.
When you think about the player he was, watching him make his major league debut last year to where he's at today, you talked about that growth, but just how has it really kind of shown and what you've been seeing from him on the mound?
I just think that the game slowed down. He's obviously a very good competitor. He's talented, but I think he's starting to understand what plays here in the major leagues. And again, the breaking ball is something that I think this spring he's really worked hard on, trying to slow hitters down, get him off his fastball, and he's navigating and really understanding again how to get hitters out.
Outside of him, we did see some other really strong performances from guys coming out of the bullpen. How would you just assess kind of overall pitching today?
It was good. It was. I think, you know, outside of that first week, we've pitched really well. You know, today we got a chance to see Little came in, did a nice job. Gallegos did a nice job. Dreyer has been really impressive, and he had a clean inning. And and I thought Sauer was good. The last kind of inning, I think he got a little bit tired, but I think overall we played good defense and we pitched well.
And of course, we talked about Michael Conforto yesterday. To see how he has just continued with the bat today. Yesterday talked about that he felt like he had unlocked something. Is this the guy that you're hoping to see all year long?
I hope so. You know, today it was nice to see him, you know, get to a 3-2 count, hit a fastball to left center and lined it for a double, and then he got a breaking ball late, hit a homer, and he just looked so confident, so much more comfortable with his swing.
All right, Dave, thank you so much.
All right, Kirsten.
And so Michael Conforto, Jerry got off to a bit of a slow start this spring, was 2 for his first 17. Last couple days, though, he has completely flipped the script offensively.
You know, he has been locked in. I love his approach to the plate. You know what we're going to do right now, guys?
What?
We're going to the K-zone.
Let's go.
Break down young MC. Yeah, he's still young. He still's got some.
Where do you come up with this?
In that bat, I love the approach here. You get the fastball in her half, puts a barrel on it, a rocket to right. He's on board with a knock against a pretty good Texas Rangers team. We're talking about approach here. Fastball in her half, stays inside the ball, especially with 2 strikes, has the power to hit it down the left field line with authority. Nice double for Michael Conforto. The approach is there, going the other way, has obviously bat speed to pull as well. I love this. Little lefty on lefty climb, stays inside the ball on a slider. That means he's seeing the ball well. His 3rd knock of the day. We're going to go against the Mariners. He gets a fastball out of 3rd, rocket to right center field.
Left center.
Excuse me, yeah, left center. Sometimes, remember, I'm looking at the TV, guys, I get
The K-zone does not have a compass.
Dyslexic here, okay? So, love the approach. And here, this is to right center. The right center field wall. I love the swing here. Remember, it's spring training for me too, guys. This is a cutter, and he's able to turn on it right away. Outstanding job by the young MC. We know he's a veteran guy.
An MC hammer when he hits one long way like that?
It can. Yeah. It can. And listen, I appreciate you guys throwing a K-zone at me. We got to get ready for Japan.
Yeah.
I just messed up. Right center, left center. It's like I never played before.
Potatoes.
But this is why we have spring training, even for K-zones.
Hey, it does beg to mention again, Michael Conforto outside of that ballpark in San Francisco had a slugging percentage of .550. That's what the Dodgers believe in.
Right.
We all know left-handed hitters don't do well in that ballpark, so he should crush at Dodger Stadium.
Plus, he was coming off of major shoulder surgery to his lead shoulder, which Jerry can attest to. That does take a long time to get over.
That would be his right one, Jerry.
Got it.
Let's hear from Justin Wrobleski after really good days with Kirsten.
Well, Justin, you've had quite the impressive last 2 outings. And you think about just the results that you've been getting as of late. What's been the biggest just focus for you?
I'd say the biggest focus is probably just working the front to back game. So just getting the curveball going, kind of throwing it more. That was a big focus going into this offseason, was kind of get that where I want it to be, because, it showed glimpses of being a really good option for me last year towards the back half when I was locating it well and throwing it at a certain speed. So just kind of trying to dial that in recently and kind of just making sure like my side work and everything else, like I'm kind of ultra focused on kind of executing and doing my thing, and I think the front to back has given me another element to my game that I didn't quite have last year, so it's been great.
When you think about just the experience of last year, how has that prepared you just coming into this spring training, whether it's with a different mindset, a different approach? What were the biggest takeaways for you that allowed you to put you in a really good spot this year?
Yeah, I'd say like just kind of getting my feet wet up there was huge for me, and I'd say looking back on last year, I felt like I threw the ball well, and I didn't even have my best stuff. I think my mechanics were a little off towards the back half of last year. Obviously, I think kind of one of the big things for me going into this offseason was, I think that outing I had against Arizona, that was tough. I think I learned a lot from that, like being able to grow from that's been huge for me, and just kind of like being able to understand like what I need to do in order to get better, and kind of the organization helping me and kind of guiding me, and just trying to be like rudders to help me, become the best version of myself. So it was awesome to kind of get up there and be able to, make my debut and everything last year. And now it feels like it's kind of more of that the switch flip to, like pitch well now, like let's go be the best pitcher I can be.
We saw earlier today Clayton Kershaw throwing his first bullpen of the spring. Still no timetable for his return, DV, as he comes back from knee and foot surgeries. But certainly this was a good sign and a good step today.
Yeah, so spring training for pitchers usually takes about 6 weeks from the beginning process of it. So in 6 weeks from now, we could start talking about him going out on a rehab assignment, and from there, see where it leads with the left foot, the left knee, and the left shoulder.
It's going to take some time, obviously, to get his arm up to speed. Now, he is completely healthy with his shoulder, but the most important thing is that buildup. And you're right, DV, that foot, that was pretty major. That surgery, I know the knee is perfectly fine now, but that foot, I think, is his last hurdle.
So hopefully we'll see Clayton Kershaw some points later this summer, healed and ready to go. In other pitching news, Shohei Ohtani looks to have recovered well from his off-season shoulder surgery, having a really good spring with the bat. As for Shohei's return to the mound, we've seen him throw bullpens at Camelback Ranch, Jerry, but Dave Roberts did say today that they're going to dial him back a little bit on the pitching side. Do you think this is all just part of the plan? Because they say still no timetable when we will see him return to a game.
This is all part of the plan. This is what they had planned last season, making sure at the end of last season, making sure that when he comes back, he's going to be strong, but continue to be strong in the second half of the season. Remember Walker Buehler last year? He was ready to go at spring training, but they wanted to slow play his development because they wanted to make sure he was strong in the second half and in the postseason. It worked out pretty well for Walker Buehler and us. Hopefully that happens the same for the Big Show.
I'm with you, Jerry. This is the biggest non-story in the last 24 hours because Shohei Ohtani's not only coming back from a second Tommy John surgery, he's coming back from a left shoulder surgery that is more immediate. And it's not coincidence. He stopped throwing bullpen sessions right when he started to play games in spring training. And Andrew Friedman told us during FanFest that Shohei Ohtani was never going to throw to hitters during spring training. So if you were paying attention, you would realize there's nothing to freak out about.
Wow, I mean, you're angry. Hey, DV. But you
keep the receipts.
But you got to remember, he's our leadoff hitter, too.
Right.
Yes. So he's got to make sure he's ready to go with the bat because he's got a big responsibility as being that leadoff hitter to ignite our lineup. So listen, he will get his throwing in, his pitching in. He'll be ready to go when they want him to be ready to go.
I'll just say this. I am very confident in telling you right now that Shohei Ohtani's right pitching elbow has not had a setback.
No.
This is part of the plan.
You don't want a guy coming off 2 Tommy John surgeries to pitch an entire 162-game season. They want him to be fresh and available when it really counts later on down the road.
Hey, Dodgers Nation! Victor here, bringing you another scorching hot update on our boys in blue. And let me tell you, this one is stirring up quite the discussion. It looks like the Dodgers front office is already facing a major concern, second base. And the reason? Hye-Sung Kim, the South Korean infielder who was brought in to solidify the middle infield, has been struggling mightily in spring training. Now, behind the scenes, the Dodgers are already wondering if they made a mistake by moving on from Gavin Lux. Kim's performance has been well below expectations. Costly errors, trouble executing routine plays, and, worst of all, allowing too many runs to cross the plate. The infield, which was supposed to be more stable with him, looks shakier than ever. If this were just a minor adjustment period, the team might be patient, but sources indicate that the Dodgers front office is already exploring ways to prevent this weakness from derailing the season. So, here's the big question. Who can step in and provide immediate stability? The Dodgers don't want just a stopgap solution. They need an experienced, reliable player who fits well with the roster and won't break the bank. According to SNY, one name that has been gaining traction in the front office discussions is Jeff McNeil from the Mets. Now, does this mean McNeil is on his way to Los Angeles? Not yet, but things could change fast. For now, the Mets are reluctant to trade him unless they can get quality young talent in return. However, there's an interesting factor at play. If New York starts the season poorly, the front office may look to shed McNeil's salary and focus on a rebuild. That's where the Dodgers are positioning themselves. According to SNY, the Dodgers have already made an initial trade proposal to the Mets, trying to get ahead of any potential competition should McNeil become available. Here's the reported offer. Michael Grove, RHP, young pitcher with MLB experience and upside. Andy Pages, of promising power bat with potential for an everyday role. A player to be named later or cash considerations. The Dodgers' strategy is clear. They don't want to give up elite prospects, but still want to make a compelling offer. Grove has shown flashes of potential, but may not have a long-term spot in the rotation, and Pages could provide the Mets with an exciting young bat for their outfield. Now, it all comes down to whether New York is willing to entertain the deal or hold off to see how their season unfolds. Now, let's talk opinions. Personally, I think McNeil would be a fantastic addition to the Dodgers. He's a much more reliable defender than Kim, has experience in high-pressure situations, and while he's not a superstar, he's the kind of steady, veteran presence the team needs at second base. Plus, his contract is reasonable, making him a viable short and mid-term solution. But what do you guys think? Did the Dodgers make a mistake betting on Kim? Should they give him more time or move aggressively for a replacement? And is McNeil the right fit, or would you prefer someone else? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your takes. And of course, if you enjoyed this video and want to keep up with all the latest Dodgers news and analysis, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's keep rooting for a championship season because this team deserves it. See you in the next one. Go Dodgers!